Now we are resuming the sessions. Whenever we are doing satsangs in the local DME area, on Fridays, we usually take the topic session in the satsang itself. So we'll always have this virtual Zoom available for everyone to join. Even if you are not local here, you can still join and be part of this this mission of divine oneness. So today we will talk about truth as it stands as truth, right? Ascension. Every one of us in our own journeys are ascending. Everyone is ascending. There is law of progression, which talks about no matter whether you are having a very profound impact in your life, naturally on the brighter side or the lighter side or the darker side, you're always learning, right? Law of progression. Progression is all about trying to learn out of your situation and move into the next phase of it. Always elevating yourself to the next level. That is what we talked about. Now, in the divine terms, in the spiritual terms, it's called ascension. So how is ascension different than progression? Anyone? What is ascension, essentially? Anyone would like to take a call on it? What is ascension?
Dissolving the old identity and entering into the new phase.
Exactly.
Removing the old patterns.
Correct. Removing the old patterns and becoming what?
Like knowing our who truly we are. Like we are already, we are already that. We forgot that because of illusion, and we are becoming that.
Correct.
Okay.
So in a way, what we are saying is ascension is nothing but raising one's level of consciousness. We are raising our own consciousness from an ego-based identity to the universal awareness. That is called ascension. It is not like we are going somewhere. It is about dropping your lower identifications. That is called ascension. Right? Let us not confuse ascension with the divine oneness. Divine oneness is different. Ascension is you're basically ascending. Ascending what is that you're ascending? If you ask, I am ascending from lower frequency to higher frequency, lower vibrations to higher vibration, moving from my limitedness to unlimitedness, becoming, from a mind focused to universe focused. So you can have so many different variations of it, right? Moving out from my body, mind, BMI to soul level. This way of ascending, as you progress in your path, that is called ascension, right? So now we need to ask this question, right? Okay, I am dropping my lower identifications. Okay. Now, how do I compare this? How do I drop? Where do I start? Where do I finish? This is the most important thing that we all have to, number one, know about it. Number two, understand and digest it. Number three, experience it and eventually become it. So ascension is basically a vertical movement of your, whether you say frequency or vibration or your state, whatever you call this is nothing but what we say is the gate of it, gate of the awareness. Awareness is how you progress there. Awareness is how you ascend to the higher levels. So when you are ascending in the vertical movement of awareness, what is this vertical movement is all about is you are going from your body state to mind state, to witness state, to the being state, and eventually culminating in the oneness state. So if you say, what is ascension? Ascension is a process. It is just a process. It is a process, and divine oneness is the state, ultimate state. It will confuse us if I say, okay, you are ascending, oh, you are in ascension path, oh, you're beautifully ascending, you are in the process of ascension. All these things are showing that it is a path that you have taken towards that oneness. Until you become part of that, you realized and you live realized, right? That is divine oneness. There is only one consciousness. I, you, world, God are not separate. Everything is happening within me as awareness. This is not philosophy. If we think that, okay, I read a book and I got this beautiful analogy about, okay, oneness, and this is what I am looking at it. This is not like a philosophy. This is not an emotional, unity that you're trying to bring it together. An experiential non-duality, as you have experienced it, as you become that, as you are experienced and as you become that. There are two states in there: experiencing and becoming. Right? So whenever I try to look at this from the consciousness perspective, because we say there is only one consciousness, there is nothing else is there, then why am I not able to see this consciousness as consciousness? Because I do not have that experience. In most cases, we say, I don't know about it. In some cases, you say, I know about it, but I have not experienced. And in other cases, you say, I experienced it on and off. It's not continuous. I'm not that yet. Even if you are that, then you still have to experience, because the being part of it, you agree that, okay, I am not my body, I am consciousness. But that doesn't mean that you see consciousness in the universe, right? That is the next phase of it. That is divine oneness. When we talk about divine oneness, when Patriji talks about divine oneness, he's talking about that ultimate reality that exists, that alone exists, nothing else. Everything else is illusion. There is a beautiful, if you have looked at quantum mechanics or quantum physics, there is something called in the quantum world, right? When you try to look at your body, right? When you try to look at your body in the quantum world, you have a quantum microscope or anything like that, then you start to see that you peel off your layers of the body. The body that you are seeing with your naked eyes, you think, I am a physical matter. But what is underneath that physical matter, if you try to dig, that is what quantum mechanics and quantum physics talks about, right? It talks about the unknown layer that is beyond physical state. When you try to dig deep, you say that, okay, my body is made up of molecules. My molecules are made up of atoms. You go deeper in that, and then you go little deeper into atoms. Then you find subatoms, subatomic particles. Then you go deeper into subatomic particles. There are microscopic lenses that are available to take you deeper into your own body. And then you go eventually hit the neutrons, protons, and the electrons. When you go into that, you find that you're nothing but consciousness, space. That's all it is. That empty space is all you are. Right? There are beautiful theories in quantum mechanics. Whatever the scriptures have showed us, like thousands of years ago, now quantum mechanics is trying to prove that science. It's a quantum mechanics is a science. The science is proving now that that is a fact. You are not your body. We say, right? You are not your body. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. You're not the role. You're not the belief. You're not anything. All that quantum mechanics is proving now and saying that you are that space in which everything is dwelling. So when we talk about ascension, the ascension, why is that I am not able to already live that? Why is that my oneness, right? When we talk about oneness, that alone exists, then why is that oneness I'm not able to experience? Because I always experience things in separation. Identification with my body, with my emotions, with my thoughts, with my role, with my belief system, with my work, with my association to individuals or attachments to whatever, right? So ascension, what is happening is ascension is systematically dissolving these identifications. That is ascension. So when you go into ascension path, you live all these things and you become that entity, that which is there eternal. So when we talk about this ascension ladder, I want to go through this ascension ladder. Then we talk about, hey, when you are going from ascension ladder, you have to understand the state of your life. What is the state of my life? Is my state of physical reality. Because I can only look at my physical reality as physical reality. I'm not accepting anything beyond physical reality. That is the very reason why quantum mechanics came in. Quantum mechanics and quantum theory came to existence to prove that the physical reality, what you are seeing, is a choice that you make. But before that choice, there are infinite possibilities that are available to you before the mind decides what to do, what not to do. That is the level, that is what we are talking about here, ascension. You are ascending towards that which is beyond the physical. So it is, so when I say ascension, again, the confusion is, okay, am I ascending outside or am I ascending inside? The path of ascension is always a inner mechanics. It is something that you are doing it in the inner mechanics. When I try to put this in context to the quantum mechanics, what you druk drushyau draupadardastu paraspara vilakshanam druk brahma drishyam mayeti iti vedanta dindim. There is a statement in Sanskrit, right? Shankaracharya gave this in the scriptures. Druk drushyau, the subject object reality, the observer and observed reality. If I try to put this in context, and then try to bring in the quantum aspect of it, the science of quantum mechanics into this, right? Whatever that statement they said exactly matches to what the science is proving today, which was given to us thousands of years back. They said you are not the body, right? You are not the mind. You are the very existence that is there. That very existence, when you go into this nano microscope, quantum microscope, when you start to look at it, your body is no longer body. Your body is made up of these subatomic particles. They are all, how these subatomic particles are lining up together to become the physical oneness. Our physical body is essentially, they are all vibrating under frequency, certain frequency. When you are vibrating under that certain frequency, you will start to realize very quickly that everything is dwelling in that frequency. So everything has a frequency. The beauty of this is it goes into very deeper conversation as to how your mind starts to form things, how your choices are affecting. There is something called observation effect in quantum mechanics, right? You go into quantum mechanics and you relate it back to the scriptures, they both perfectly align, right? How is that? With the observation effect, what I'm trying to see is everything is in the waveform, but when I have my observation in the physical layer to something, then the particles are forming there because of the observation effect, right? So the consciousness that we are referring to here is nothing but that capability, that which is dwelling in the entire universe as universe. Everything inside me, inside you, inside car, inside your your materials, inside your stuff, home, everything in this universe is dwelling at a particular frequency, is vibrating at a particular frequency. And this vibration is harmonious. That is why you are seeing that object as object, subject as subject. But I do not have that experience. What is happening for me is I am connecting to that object and becoming that object. That's where fear is coming. That's where anger is coming. That's where frustrations are coming. That's where agony is coming. Right? Everything, whatever I'm associating, I'm coming through that. When you get that, what is happening for me is I am dwelling in the consciousness of survival. I'm not dwelling in the consciousness of liberty, right? Freedom. I'm dwelling in the consciousness of survival because I am associating myself to that. I'm not seeing myself as consciousness. This is a beautiful concept, my dear masters, right? You should try to look into quantum mechanics a little deeper. You will understand the consciousness, how it operates, right? It talks about beyond physical layer, what happens, right? The regular physics talks about the material aspect of it. Quantum talks about the meta aspect of it. Whatever the scriptures are showing now, right? How is that I am able to, what is happening before my mind is getting a thought? How do I really, there is something called superposition, right? There is a beautiful saying, right? In that they talk about if you are tossing a coin, the coin when it is in the air has got two probabilities, right? There are two probabilities there. Either it can be head, it can be tail. You don't know that when it is in the air. That position is called superposition. In quantum mechanics, it's called superposition. For everything that you are making a choice, there is a superposition available. The moment you make the choice, that's why, Patrisar usually say it is choice. It is your choice that makes your life. Right? You have to live the truth every second because truth alone exists. This statement, it perfectly aligns to this quantum superposition. Everything is superposition. Everything. Whatever you're doing, you want to go and sit in front of your table to eat food, whether you're going to eat food or not, it's a choice. If you eat food, the outcome is different. If you're not going to eat food, the outcome is different. In this case, when you toss a coin, it goes up in the air. While it is still churning there, the probabilities of coming heads or tails is 50-50, average. You don't know what is going to come. And then you pick a choice, right? Whether you get the choice or you don't get the choice, but you pick a choice. Similarly, in our life, everything that is coming to you has superposition. You are picking the choice. The moment you pick that choice, it becomes your reality in life. That is physical. So in the physical state, you only have one possibility. Only one possibility. But from a consciousness, from a quantum perspective, you have infinite possibilities. It can happen in so many different ways. When you start to realize that, right? And when you start to experiment at that level, that is when you get ascension, right? Ascension is about going into that deeper state of being and trying to identify. Now, I'm not identifying myself as a body because I know my body is nothing but a set of molecules. A group of molecules vibrating at a certain frequency is my body. Now I know my body is not my body. Like that, if you go one level down, then you go into atoms, then you go level subatoms, then you go into electron, protons, and neutrons. How are they? I mean, they are like smaller, it's like 10 lakhs, right? It's like your hair, right? 10 lakh of your hair is how those molecules and subatomic particles are. You cannot even see with the naked eye anymore. Right? But in that, if you go in there, you will start to find whatever the consciousness we are talking about, whatever the scriptures are talking about, everything is in real. The witnessing, observation effect, witnessing, the compassion that you are getting it, the love, the kind of how the energy gets exchanged, everything is being taught at that level. Right? So whenever I'm trying to become something, whenever I try to see myself, I identify myself as a body, right, mind being, and then I associate others in the same way, or I relate to others in the same way. But that's why it is like, it's like shackling your world. When you get into the quantum, it will shackle your world of reality, because you no longer know that I'm not in the body. My body is not my body. Then how can others' body be body? When you know this reality, nothing can hold you within this body, because all diseases, all emotions, all kinds of thoughts that you are raising, good thoughts, bad thoughts, everything, whatever is happening, you are shaking the core of it, saying that I'm an energy body, I'm nobody. That this body is not the body that I see. This body is energy body. This body is a light body or consciousness. Eternally, I'm there. The formation is coming, the formation is going. I have nothing to do with it. Because deep down, now you realize that is nothing but truth. And living with that truth is oneness. In the truth is oneness. That's why you are becoming the truth. This is a huge ascension jump, right? You are started from the layer of body, you went into molecule, atoms, subatoms, electrons, protons, neutrons, and within that you found that it's all space. When you know that you do not have an identity, so this is where moving from that identification of ego into universal awareness. Remember the definition of ascension. So you are moving. Now science is also proving that yes, whatever has been told so much, so many, years back, thousands of years back, yes, this is now proven. Again and again it's proven. So separation is coming from the identification. Your identification gets dissolved when you start to realize that this body is not my body. When you yourself cannot feel your body anymore, you feel yourself as energy motion, right? Energy dwelling here and there. Where is the question of anything sitting in this body? That's why they say you are the pillar of light. It perfectly matches. You are the pillar of light because you are just a light body. That's it. A consciousness moving here and there. A consciousness vibrating at a certain frequency. That's why you are in this form, right? And there is consciousness that is vibrating in different frequencies, that is in the formless state or in the different material state, whatever it may be, right? So now, how can you not, like we talk about compassion, we talk about love, we talk about doing service, we talk about so many things. When you have this realization that you are no longer the entity that you think you are, and your reality is your light, where is the question of looking at things and saying that this works, this doesn't work, I will do this, I will not do this, this is my family, that is my family? All that is broken. The world, the perimeters under which this world operates, you have shackled all that because there is no world at all. It's all, everything is one. When you look at this context and you take a master like Patri sir, and then you put this concept with him, right? You can perfectly align why he was behaving the way he was behaving, what he was doing, why he was doing. It will perfectly align. We go to masters and we talk about, I have this problem, I have that problem, and they do not see a problem as a problem at all. They see only energy shift. Where is the problem? When you are a consciousness, where is the problem? You are not even entity, right? They are not even seeing you as an object of entity. They are seeing you as part of the consciousness. When the person's perception or reality is in that state, there is the question of problem. Where is the question of family? Where is the question of attachment? I have this issue. There is absolutely nothing that goes in. That's why they are in divine oneness. And obviously miracles happen at that level because you are consciousness. When you are in consciousness, you call for this, you call for that, everything will come to you. Right? In there is a beautiful statement, Nisargadatta in his book I Am, right? I Am, Nisargadatta I Am. He wrote a book. Actually, the the masters who were with him, right, when he was speaking about this truth and how you live the truth as truth, they wrote down and then it came as a book. Actually, right? It says, I exist as awareness itself. There's a statement there, I exist as awareness itself. Perfectly it aligns. When you say I exist as awareness itself, what does it mean? What appears and what disappears? We should see this, right? When you put a context like this, I exist as awareness itself, what is that you are disappearing? You are disappearing the doership. There is absolutely, you are disappearing the personal struggle, the emotional resistance that you bring in your life, all that is gone, right? And then you bring, what do you bring when you are that awareness itself? You are in the silence. You are in that effortless presence, a natural love. It's like it's blossoming on its own. There is no condition for love. You're just there. That's it. Nothing else. Right? So the sense, whatever the sense that we have about others, that becomes very thin. There is no room for you looking at others and trying to see, okay, this person is there, that person is that. You are only, if you're focused on doing something betterment for the world, your focus is only on that. Everything is aligned to that. You will see, okay, when you look at a tree or you look at a person, right? There is no observe, there is no observed, there is nothing like that, right? You're just in that presence, just in that presence. This is very important for us to get to the divine oneness, because divine oneness does not just come to us, right? What remains is only awareness. That's it. There is nothing else. There is no center, there is no left, there is no right, there is no outside, there is no inside. You're just there. That's it. Even that I am, that conditioned I am that you carry within you as I am the being, even that will dissolve. So how quantum mechanics is revolutionizing the physics, right? How it is like, it is slowly negating the concepts that we have believed over centuries on the physics, the layer of physics, right? Saying that, okay, this is how it probably would have happened and all, right? Scientists are getting a lot of, the curiosity is increasing in the quantum world now. Everybody wants to get into quantum world and then try to understand, entanglement. How does that operate? Observation effect. How does that affect, and same thing, superposition, how everything is superposition and how that is becoming a reality. How somebody is, now you can explain yoga siddhis, right? All the masters who get into yogic aspect of it, they have siddhis, they have powers. How these powers are manifested, you can talk about all that. It is a very simple, when you put the context of quantum mechanics and then you look at anybody doing powers and all, when you are in that conscious state, everything is conscious, you are that. Whatever, it's all moving in that conscious state. You can move things from where and where, So you can say, I want apple in my hand, you'll get apple in your hand, because that is consciousness, your consciousness. That is what we call, bringing together. Telepathy is like very common. When you become that consciousness, you energetically connect. We all do that physically also, but we don't have the awareness. There are so many devices available in the market that can use a particular frequency, just a frequency, right? The devices have a frequency that can cure your diseases, just a frequency. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. How do I vibrate under this frequency? If I got catch cold, right? That cold is vibrating under certain frequency. If you are able to generate that frequency and give it to it, your cold will be gone. Sonic science, right? Just by putting that frequency with no medicine, nothing, just by putting that frequency, your cold will be gone. But this is not available at the physical layer. You cannot see them at the physical layer. These are all metaphysical layers. You have to go deeper. That is the ascension. Ascension is not about just trying to understand I'm not the body, right? You're trying to go to the depth of it to know who you are. Who am I? You help to answer that very question, and you make that question your reality. You live in that. That's the most important. You live. When you live in that, seva becomes spontaneous. Love becomes no object of realization. Love is spontaneous. Teaching happens without intention. Topics come to you. You just talk. That's it. Because you know you are not the one. It is just coming through you. You are helping someone. You feel like you are not helping someone. You feel like you are helping yourself. This requires practice. This requires regular attention to this science. This requires, that's why ascension is not done overnight. Ascension is a process where you are reducing your identity of your ego, the less of me, less of ownership. You are increasing your awareness, stability, even during your daytime, even during your activities, you are still able to keep that awareness with you, right? Trying to get little deeper, and you're collapsing that subject object division, right? No watcher watching things, no observer observing things, no identification with the past, with the future. You're letting go, dissolving your psychological time factor, right? You're becoming one with the universe, and more getting into your heart intelligence than your mind intelligence. Compassion without any effort, living in that state. So in that mode of life, you're not trying to, oneness is not something that you achieve. Oneness is something that is revealed, isn't it? It is not something that you achieve. It is revealed within you. It is, you are that, you're revealing that. It comes to you very naturally. You're not forcing it. It is just happening in a very systematic way as you start to go deeper inside. Yes, quantum is all about inside. Consciousness is all about inside. What is the problem? Consciousness is everywhere. Why can't I realize that? You cannot realize it outside unless you realize it's inside. The reason for that, you need the eyes. You need to change your perception, the way you look at things, the way you see, the way you hear, the way you talk. That perception has to be shifted, which happens inside first. Then only you can look at it outside. So practicing meditation You are reading a lot of books, you are getting yourself into, satsanga, sajjana sangatyam, you are getting more into seva, you are doing a lot of these things. These things are only showing that you are becoming more and more deeper in your state. You are increasing your frequency. Hey, when my mood is bad, you are in the lower frequency. When I'm with anger, when I'm with fear, when you are with anxiety, stress, all these are lower vibrations, lower frequencies. And this consciousness, whatever we are talking, is the higher frequency, exact opposite. Right? The whole situation, right? This divine oneness, the concept of divine oneness, what we are talking, the whole situation is a movement of consciousness. You're not talking about victims, you're not talking about attackers, you're not talking about anything that is showing you that I am this to I am that. You're not comparing, you're not contrasting, nothing is happening. You are just in the universal flow, living in the flow. This is the purpose why we are here. This is the reason why we have to do meditation. Meditation, if you say, okay, I learn computers because this technology helps me to fast track my work, right? I learned, we say, I learned so and so skills to be able to, finish this job in a very, methodical way and then the most efficient way. I do these AI skills to ensure that my work is done in 10 minutes instead of 10 hours, right? Similarly, this meditation that you are learning or doing is a technology to know yourself. This is the highest truth. You got to stabilize your witness. Then, when you realize that you are the consciousness, when science is now proving that you are consciousness, where is the question of this karma that is entangled to your body, your mind, and all that? You burn those impressions of karma just like that with the knowledge. Your ego's thin layers are peeled away, right? You anchor awareness in your daily life as if that you are living that kind of a lifestyle. There is no outer living and inner living. You're just living. That's it. So this is the reason why the more and more you start to look into this aspect of ascension and you're trying to understand where am I going, right? Why is that meditation most important? If I do not have meditation, what happens? This knowledge, whatever we are talking today, becomes more intellectual. And oneness becomes a concept to all of us. It's a concept. Yeah, it is a concept. Oneness is a concept. It's out there. It's in here. Ask the question to ourselves, right? Hey, is essential an intellectual thing? Essential is a process through which I get there. Without meditation, there is no ascension. There is no room for ascension. Because it's like I read 100 books. Okay, I know swimming is the most perfect thing. When you are in the water, every single individual should learn swimming. And you read 1,000 books about swimming. Just because you read about swimming, does it mean that you know swimming? When you are in the water, can you swim? Just because you read 1,000 books? No, you cannot. So theoretically, we may say that I understand ascension, I know about oneness, I understand meditation, I understand this, I understand that. But if you are not doing it, it is zero. It is zero. This concept of oneness, I can talk about it, I can lecture on this, I can go on a stage and give a 3-hour talk. It doesn't mean nothing when you do not live it. You better, as a swimmer, if you have read 1,000 books, and you're saying that, okay, I understand the concept of swimming, but I don't know actually swimming. Instead, if I put you, you wasted like 10 months reading all these books, let's suppose, and I put you in a pool and say, now go figure it out. You will figure it out in 10 hours. That is the phenomenal difference, right, between what you are knowing and what you are being. If in your meditation you're not able to experience the higher frequencies, why am I doing meditation? Higher frequencies. Higher frequency means realizing that I am not the body conscious, I am the soul conscious. If that is not happening to us, then practice has to be increased. Not that you should give up. And second thing, without doing that meditation, how do you expect to get there? In what form? In what way? Okay, you read a book, a beautiful book. That book has a certain frequency. You are not in that frequency, so you will never understand that book. You may have read the book, but you will not understand the book. Spiritual book, that's why you cannot read one time. You got to read 3-4 times before it sinks. And that book, what it is talking about, a technique, a practice, a kind of concept they are giving you, they are not just giving you for you to listen or for you to know about it. They are giving you for you to live it. How many times you have taken a particular statement in a particular book that was given by a guru and said, okay, I got to practice this. That is why this statement is out here. How do you practice it? So emphasis more on the practice than theoretical. That doesn't mean that you throw away theory. You need to know about it. You need to understand it in multiple different angles. That's why you are learning it every day, little bit, right? Nobody is saying that every day read one book. No. Everyone's saying every day read 3 or 4 pages. That's it. That is enough. Because it is not for your intellect, right? It is for your experience. When you read that 3-4 pages, you get some good concept, you understand some things, and then you decide which of these are applicable to you. You bring them into your life. You may have certain characters, you may have certain qualities, but you may have to bring certain things in your life. Now you know, oh, here are the 2 things I need to bring in. Let's bring them in my life. When we realize that, see, there is a beautiful saying, Seva accelerates your ascension process. Seva accelerates your ascension process. Because how does it happen? It happens because the doership, it destroys the doership, the very identity that we carry in the world and say, I am here, I am not here, I can do this, I cannot do this, I am available, I am not available. All these things are coming because of the doership. We are not able to realize the importance of Seva. Why we are not able to realize the importance of Seva? Seva is not happening at a physical level. Seva's the real essence of Seva is happening at a much deeper level. We dissolve the superiority, inferior. The concept of superiority is dissolved in Seva. The beauty of Seva, if you really do Seva, is it grounds oneness in action. It is like you are living in that oneness and you are grounding yourself in that action. Right? Give your tan, man, dhan, we talk about it, right? So when you get into that kind of Seva, as Seva, true Seva, then what is serving what is awareness is serving awareness. That's it. There is no identity there. Now, we may ask the question, why am I not able to see that? Yes, you are not able to see it. We are not able to dwell in it because that frequency we have not got yet. We have not become that yet. And the practice of meditation is the way to get there. And if I do not do practice in a proper way, And if I don't understand why am I sitting for meditation, I'm just carried away with experiences all the time. Where is the opportunity for you to come to this state of awareness? When will we realize that we are the consciousness? Right? When do we even accept that there is a state beyond mind? If we are only dwelling with mind all the time. There is a beautiful saying, right? Instead of putting your hard work on your job, put that hard work on yourself. Such a beautiful statement, right? Why is that? When you put hard work on yourself, you become that, what you're looking for, whatever you're looking for, right? In this context, if I put success in my life, okay, I have this success in my life. So is success something you achieve, or success is something you attract? Think about it. Think about it. Very, very logical thinking, right? Think about it. Very crucial point. Is success something you attract, or success is something you achieve? Anyone?
Is attract only.
Yeah.
Because attachment, that belongs to attachment, expectations.
Yeah. Anyone else? Any other? It's okay. Please, it's fun to say.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Is success something that you achieve or you attract?
It is achieve, right?
What is it? You achieve? Okay.
Yeah.
One more thing, sir. It is a kind of law of attraction. It seems like that we achieved success. It's not. It's the law of attraction,
Yeah.
which you attract. Most often, it is attraction.
Exactly. That is 100% right. Success is something you attract, because success is dwelling at a particular frequency. And when you become that frequency, you get that success. It is as simple as that. Now that we understand the concept of consciousness, frequency, and what it means, to vibrate in a certain state, success is never achieved. You cannot achieve success. You have to dwell in that frequency. You have to believe that you have that, what the definition itself means. Right? So the statement of you working hard on yourself makes more sense than working hard on the job. We are so engrossed in our daily life that I'm working hard, I'm working hard, I'm working hard. You are working hard externally means nothing, zero. It only gives you pleasures. It does not give you that inner satisfaction. But when you work on yourself, it gives you inner satisfaction. A person who is sitting in an AC room on a beautiful couch can still go with panic attacks, versus a person who does not even wear a shirt outside with nothing can be peaceful. Isn't it? It's quite possible. How is that possible? When you spend time with yourself, work hard with yourself, then everything else will work for you. If you work hard for your job, then that alone remains. Everything else will be gone. This is truth. That is why Patrisa used to say, sit, close your eyes. hours together. This is your nature. Sitting and closing your eyes and becoming that higher frequency, getting into that higher state of being is your nature, is the very reason why you are here. Awareness is serving awareness. That's it. Until you become, you realize that, continue to be in your practice. Never shift from your practice. When you realize this truth and you live by the code of truth, then you are bound to become in that oneness. It's just natural happening. It will happen one day or other. All right. So this is why we are all here, right? So when I get into my ascension will remove all illusions of separation, layer by layer, until the divine oneness stands, that which is revealed as my natural state of being. In a beautiful way, Patri sir used to say, right? You are not becoming one, right? You are discovering that you were never two. The philosophy of Advaita. You are not becoming one. You are just discovering that you were never two. This is the reason why we are all coming into these sessions. We are all trying to remember. We are all trying to recall. We are all trying to refresh. We are all trying to put our time into this, trying to understand why we have to only read spiritual books is because of this reason. If I am reading any other things, if my mind gets fickle, I will no longer be in the state. I will lose my state. Hours of your practice can be gone in minutes of the stupidity. That's why you have to be aware. This is a very deep subject. I'm trying to correlate science with the scriptural sayings, right? That way we can get more contextual in the conversation. But we will, it's about 10:10 now, so almost getting close. So any questions? We'll take a couple of questions if you have.
Anil Master, I have one question.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah. How can we deepen our meditation to get awareness, actually?
How can you deepen your meditation, right? So now that you realized, right, remember this. If required, write it down, that when you are sitting in the meditation, you are just the observer. Okay. Remember this, you are just a witness of everything. Whether that witness is your body shaking, your body is expressing or showing some kind of a symptoms, energies are coming, this is moving, that is moving, or your mind is dwelling in certain area of visions, or you are seeing certain light, or there are various different experiences that you get. And you should know at the bottom of your heart that all those experiences have nothing to do with you. You are just the witness of all that. When you firmly have this and you sit in meditation, then you stabilize yourself in that witness. Right? That is the deepest state of meditation. You stabilize yourself in that witness. Now, what happens when you sit and close your eyes? Naturally, your mind will start to take you through the thought process. Yes. Give it in time. You should also realize the thoughts are not you. They are coming to you, right? They are being given to you. Universe is just giving those thoughts to you. Thoughts are coming, thoughts are going. You are not the thoughts. So when you bring your attention back to breath, as and when you dwell with the thought, if you do it for a couple of times, slowly you start to stabilize on the breath, right? Your attention stabilizes on the breath. then you naturally go into that state of void. Now, when you get into that void, you need to be there. You're just now a witness. You've just become a witness. At that witness state, you just be there. That's it. No matter what is happening, you're able to hear sounds, you're able to dwell. So many things will happen to you. But everything is happening because of your mind. If you know this as a fact and you remember this, then you deepen in your state of witness. Now, that is the real state of meditation. That is where awareness kicks
Thank
in. Right?
you. Mhm.
So don't get lost in your visions. Don't get lost with your experiences, because know that it is your mind that is experiencing.
Mhm.
Whatever is happening to you in meditation, if you are starting to experience those things, you're always going out. You're not coming back.
Mhm.
You are supposed to go to your natural state, not create an artificial world for yourself.
Mhm.
Because mind will start to create an artificial entity, identity for you, and then it will take you into some things, and it will give you good experiences. You will feel, I got this and all that. That is only your identity, ego identity is getting stronger.
Mhm.
It's not the purpose of meditation. You're not just dissolving the ego, you are annihilating the ego. There is no question of ego after you come out of meditation. The only thing that you see is oneness. That's it. That is witness. That's why it's important that when you are meditating, you're meditating deep, you're sincere. You have to be very sincere in your attempt
Mhm.
and serious, right? That
Yes.
way you go to the deeper state. So give some time. If you are a new beginner, if you just started it and you want to go deeper, give it little more time.
Mhm.
Remember this fact that any experience that you are getting in meditation is only a distraction. You are just a witness.
Thank you.
Good. Any other questions?
Master, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So oneness means there is no duality, right? So witnessing during practice of meditation means again there is identification, right? That witnessing also should disappear, right? In oneness state, true
Yeah.
oneness.
See, when divine oneness is a state, witnessing is a process, right? Ascension is a process through which you get there. And within that ascension, the below to oneness is witnessing, right? The witnessing is basically you still have the subject object. When both of them will also have to be dissolved, right? And you become one with everything. That is oneness. So our experience, because we are dwelling in the duality world, right? You have to become the witness of this world. That is your goal right now, right? Once you become that, then what happens? That layers have to be peeled for you to stand in that oneness, right? And oneness is not something you bring, right? It is not something you achieve. It is something you reveal yourself. You reveal yourself. You will have that realization within you in that state that everything is you.
Is this possible to do in this lifetime?
It is very much possible, man. Very much. It is. In fact, it's very easy. If you understand this fact and you remember this whenever you do practice, whenever you are, see, recalling it to make it a life, practice is the most important thing. That's why we need to spend some time on it. Because of your thoughts, because of your habits, because of your day life or night life, whatever the kind of lifestyle that we are leading, we get to lose this knowledge, right? You forget this knowledge and you are attached to things happening, right? Whatever. You have to reset yourself. You have to withdraw. This practice has to happen for some time, whether you're outside or inside. And once you start to practice, and then once you start to understand this withdrawal state, you can now easily become that observer all the time. Who is the one making decisions within me? Oh, the eye is making it. Okay, let it make. The mind is making it. Okay, I'm just an observer. The moment you become the observer, you are in that state of awareness. When you are in the state of awareness, you cannot go wrong. That's the beauty of it. So this is not something that you say that, okay, I want to be this, I want to, it is not an ambition or something like that. It is, you are that. You are that what you're just revealing it. So what is happening is you're putting more emphasis on it now. That's it. Instead of you're getting lost in your daily life, you're putting more emphasis to remember this and trying to come to that. It is very much possible.
Practice with awareness in present moment.
That's it. It's not even practice, right? It's just you need to have that awareness, right? Awareness is, it's not, yeah, it's not, you can't call practice. It's not a technique or something, right? You just be there. That's it.
You have to ask question, I'm in the present moment with awareness always.
Correct. That's all matters. Because if your mind is telling you go this, do that, that is there, this is there, in that moment of your discussion, you probably are in the state of awareness, but you are consciously allowing your mind to dwell there because there is something good to come out of it. You know, but you are aware. You're aware. Your mind is thinking about it. Your mind is going there. You're perfectly aware, right? Because mind cannot operate in when you are in the state of awareness. You have to remember this, right? Because awareness is you are in the present moment. Present moment, there is no mind.
But sometimes, Master, though we are in awareness state, whatever we have in subconscious mind, Gata Janma, Vasana, Samskarams, that will come to the surface level from the root. So at that time, like, why I'm behaving like this? Is this my character? I never seen myself like this. Sometimes I doubt myself. I doubt the universe. And again, I'll realize self-realization. So after some time, okay, I should be in the witnessing state. Who is the one getting angry? Who is the one thinking all about this? This is not me. So, like, yeah.
Exactly. That's why this is the injection. Right? This knowledge is your injection. You carry this knowledge with you all the time, then you will be lost in movements because of the vasanas, because of the prarabdhas, because of the samskaras and all that. But if you have this injection with you, if you have this, if you keep listening to the truth as truth and keep practicing to some extent, right, in everyday's lifestyle and all that, you will remember it very fast. In seconds, the moment, even though you get lost in that 10 seconds, immediately after 10 seconds, you remember yourself to come back to your witness state. That observation and the observed, right? Observer is you. And you bring that difference between you as you're doing things. What happens? Whatever you're trying to do, whether it is such a, nasty thing or bad thing or something that you're not appreciative, all that will fall away immediately. First time you will miss it. Second time you will feel it. Third time you will start to realize it. Fourth time you catch hold of it, right after it. Fifth time, while it is happening, you will start to feel, oh yeah, this is like, yes. And then you withdraw. Sixth time, it starts and you're seeing it.
We should accept, right? Accept ourselves if that happens.
It always acceptance. Acceptance is a natural way of living, right? See, in this entire thing, what is one thing that you cannot control is like, it is only through acceptance you let go of it. You actually, go to the next phase of it. Without acceptance, there is no movement of life, right?
Sometimes I don't know what to do. So in that case, I'll just surrender. So
that's fine. Surrender, see, acceptance and surrender both are dwelling at the same level. Because when you accept it that, okay, I made a mistake, I should have not done it in sincerity, that is nothing but you're surrendering in the outer reality, right? So both are same. Okay. In the knowledge phase, it's acceptance. In the devotion phase, it's surrender.
Okay, yeah, right.
The only difference.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you. Right, any other questions? I know we are almost an hour. No questions, then we'll call it a night. We'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we do have satsang at Srini Sar's place. It's a beautiful satsang. We are actually having two great masters coming in. Lakshmi Madam, Chandravati Madam. Very great masters. So we'll have a beautiful satsang together with the masters and have a great time. And then we're going to have Patri Sir's movie on Sunday at 7:15. Please do join us if your time permits. A beautiful opportunity for us to inspire and live the life, right? Look at the life of what PSSM is all about, why we need to serve. We can see the master, how he has stepped in and what all he went through to bring this society to light. So a beautiful opportunity to impress and inspire ourselves, and also for our families, friends, and everyone. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, masters. We'll see you all next week. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Thank you, Master.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.